Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hari Bolo! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Govinda Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopal Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Oh Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Patita Pavana Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hari Haraya Nama, Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudha. Giridhari Gopinath Madan Moha. Giridhari Gopinath Madan Moha. Oh, Hari Haraya Nama, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Rita Gaura Hariba, 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 Hariba. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Privajagacharya Ashtottara Satasi Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Se Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Shri Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada Anuga ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Guranga, all glories Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 5, Text 48. Navamah karma kalpo api vifalayeshvara pitah kalpate purushasyaiva sahi atma dayito hitah. Please repeat. Navamah karma kalpo api vifalayeshvara pitah kalpate purushasyaeva sahi atma dayito hitah. Navamah karma kalpopi vifalayeshvara pitah kalpate purushasyaeva sahi atma dayito hitah. Navamah karma kalpopi vifalayeshvara pitah kalpate purushasyaeva sahi atma dayito hitah. karma kalpopi Rayeshvara Pitaha Purushasya Atmadaito. Na, not, avamaha, very little or insignificant, karma, activities, kalpaha, rightly executed, api, even, vifalaya, go in vain, Ishvara arpitaha, because of being dedicated to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kalpate, it is so accepted. Purushasya, of all persons. Eva, indeed, Saha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He, certainly, Atma, the Supersoul, the Supreme Father, Dayitaha, extremely dear, Hitaha, beneficial. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation: activities dedicated to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even if performed in small measure, never go in vain. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, being the Supreme Father, is naturally very dear and always ready to act for the good of the living entities. Purport: in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, the Lord says, Swalpamapi yasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. This dharma, devotional service, is so important that even if performed to a very small, almost negligible extent, it can give one the supreme result. There are many instances in the history of the world in which even a slight service rendered to the Lord has saved a living entity from the greatest danger. Ajamila, for example, was saved by the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the greatest danger, that of going to hell. He was saved simply because he chanted the name Narayana at the end of his life. When Ajamila chanted this holy name of the Lord, Narayana, he did not chant knowingly. Actually, he was calling his youngest son, whose name was Narayana. Nonetheless, Lord Narayana took this chanting seriously, and thus Ajamila achieved the result of Ante Narayana Smritihi, remembering Narayana at the end of life. If one somehow or other remembers the holy name of Narayana, Krishna, or Rama at the end of life, he immediately achieves the transcendental result of going back home, back to Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the only object of our love. As long as we are in this material world, we have so many desires to fulfill. But when we come in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we immediately become perfect and fully satisfied, just as a child is fully satisfied when he comes to the lap of his mother. Dhruva Maharaja went to the forest to achieve some material result by austerity and penance. But when he actually saw the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said, I do not want any material benediction. I am completely satisfied. Even if one wants some material benefit from serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this can be achieved extremely easily, without hard labor. Therefore, the Shastra recommends, Akama sarva kamo va mokshakama udharadhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Even if one has material desires, one can undoubtedly achieve what he wants by rendering service to the Lord. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatana Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsya Nava Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Stay awake. Here is the demigods praying, appealing for protection. Why? Why? When do the demigods pray to the Lord? When there is problem. They are in severe crisis. Why? Due to the curse of Durvasa Muni, they have been defeated by the Asuras and they are out of their posts. No padavi, no post. How can you live without a post? Very important to have a title, a post, and a position. Otherwise, you are a nobody in this world. And especially the demigods are very disturbed. Of course, they are very true representatives of the Lord in the sense that they carry out everything that is meant for the cosmic administration and management. So, they are having a realization. It's very interesting to know. The demigods are saying, even if a little seva is done for you, Swalpamapiyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Who is saying this? Who is saying? Demigod. As though somebody told you. Who is saying it? Devatas, the demigods. They are saying, for you, even if somebody renders a little service, it saves him in such a big way. But everybody is doing seva for us. Offering yajna, offering homa, offering tapasya, offering that, this, everything. Dhanam dehi, vidyam dehi, that dehi, this dehi. They will keep asking. Right? And that is the way the world is set up. But they forget to serve you. They forget to serve you. Even if a little bit service is done for you, it is the greatest good for them. It will never go in vain. Veena pogadu. Never go in vain. I think it's derived from there only. So, what does this mean for us? You see, the material world in material consciousness is so heavy. Yesterday we discussed how we don't know that we don't know. Our Bhagavatam class was dedicated to we don't know. How we know, another whole detail. But if you don't actually serve the Lord, Prabhupada says in the Bhagavad Gita, you will be condemned. You may serve the demigods, your parents, your whole dynasty, the parampara, the government, the people. You may do so many services. For all that you may get material benefit, punya. But if you don't serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you will be condemned. What does this mean? How do people understand this? If you don't read Bhagavad Gita properly, you cannot understand. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Surrender to me and render service to me. If you don't, you will be in trouble. But if you do even a little service for me, you will get out from the biggest trouble. See how it is. You don't serve me at all, you will be in big trouble. But if you do a little service for me, you will get free from the biggest trouble. This is the offer of the Lord. You must understand, this is the meaning of culturing yourself to be a civilized man. You have to know who is God, and you have to know my relationship with Him, and you should know that I must serve Him. This is education. That's all education is about. We don't have to learn any great things, rocket science. You have to know who are you, who is Krishna, why I should serve Him. This is the crux of education. Why? Most people don't know this. Most people are led to do so many things, but service to the Lord. The world is designed, and the people in material consciousness make sure that you don't serve the Lord. This is how it is. If you carefully watch, even your mind will work like that only. Even your mind works like that only. Appuram panninga, afterwards. When I'm 60 years old, I will do. Right now, I'm very busy looking after my family, looking after my future, my study. If you have to do these things, no. You'll always have a logic, a very intelligent explanation, a rationalization of why I should not do it now. Your entire intelligence works towards that. And everybody will support you for that also. Yeah, correct, you're right. You will get a special grant. So-and-so yojana, so-and-so special scheme you will have for that. But for worshipping the Lord, no scheme. The whole thing is scheming how not to worship the Lord. If you watch very carefully and if you see, everything is hardwired to avoid worship to the Lord. So in this situation, Krishna is coming and preaching Bhagavad Gita and saying, Swalpamapiyasya dharmasya tayate mahato vayat. Try to do a little at least to get out of this paradigm. So the demigods have understood that. They know this is the type of paradigm in the material world and we are stuck with it. But if somebody does even a little swalpam, little bit, apiyasya dharmasya, this Sanatana Dharma, this Bhagavad Dharma, even if a little bit you are able to do, you are saved. So this is the mission of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Somehow or the other, by hook or crook, yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayat. By hook or crook, somehow or the other, make them do some little seva and they'll become attracted to the Lord and then their life is successful. Shri Jagannath Pradev Shubhadramai ki. So this is the mission of great personalities, to somehow or the other get people to serve the Lord a little bit. Somewhere a little bit he does service, from there his devotional life begins. If you recollect how you actually came to Krishna consciousness, you will see somewhere little bit things happened. And you don't even know many times. Ajñāta Sukriti. Without knowing, you did some seva. And from there you got Sukriti. From there gradually it builds up. In other words, Krishna is also working very hard
to find an excuse to give you mercy. Where somewhere you have done something, little bit, and he can enter. So you made it so difficult for Krishna to give you mercy also. The material world is so framed, like that Lallu Kallu people. I will not get educated. You're trying to educate me, I will not get educated. Don't count the number of legs of the cow. Why? He's trying to teach you 1, 2, 3 maths. Don't. See, this is the attitude. Bhakti Thakur said, this is the attitude. I'm trying to give you something good, and you use all your intelligence to make sure that you don't give me that. It's called Vakra Buddhi. Twisted intelligence. Intelligence being used for not becoming intelligent. This is very interesting. This is actually the real meaning of artificial intelligence. Intelligence being used for the sake of not being really intelligent. Whole world is invested in that. So this is what the Acharya comes to break this paradigm. That's why he straight away tell you, shut up and simply chant Hare Krishna. Just do this. No, simply do this. You see that the instructions are very different. You will find this is wrong, but I was told like this. In this material world, everybody tells you, even through religion, even through demigod worship, everything, they'll tell you about dharma and get you stuck to that. And it is very different. It's all about looking after your material life and continuing to live here. But this Svalpamapiyasya Dharmasya is about relieving you, making you understand who you are, and bursting the bubble of illusion, coming out of it liberated, very light and happy and blissful in the association and service of Krishna. It is meant to be like that. So it takes some amount of mercy, some amount of your own buddhi, your own volition, acting on your own, using your intelligence. If you don't desire and if you don't want and if you don't use your intelligence in that direction, mercy will not flow. Even though it is there, you don't know how to accept it. Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls this adhikar. That's why I call Madhyam Adhikari, Kanishta Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari, Grihastha Adhikari. Adhikar means your capacity to be able to receive the knowledge and the mercy and use it properly. So, what is your adhikar? You cannot assume something much more, although you have very less of adhikar. That's why sometimes when people want to do Rasalila, you are not on the level of the gopis. You don't have the adhikar. You don't have that capacity to receive that type of mercy. The gopis have. They have that type of adhikar, capacity, competence, capability to accept. So, even though devotional service is available, they don't have the adhikar to accept it. They are not looking at it in a valuable way. That is why when a pure devotees association comes to you, you become ready. You develop the adhikar because of your chanting Hare Krishna and because of your following his instructions, worshipping the Lord, reading about Krishna, hearing about Krishna. Gradually you become qualified to do. And the more you do, the more you feel you're getting reciprocated. It's a dynamic function. Krishna consciousness is definitely, in ordinary terms, they will say it is mystical. There is no material reason that it happened because of this. It happened because of this. I cannot write it down mathematically in a formula. I can't capture it according to the science that we have studied. Everything we know, we understand, we try to put it in terms of what we have been trained to do. But it doesn't fit into that so easily. It is not happening as per your material education. It's happening as per the mercy of Krishna. Krishna is in full control on how this person will get bhakti. And so you will see that all sorts of people get qualified. And all sorts of people whom you think are very qualified will not be getting qualified with mercy. Because the criterion is different. That pure devotional service, even little if you do, you'll be making such great advancement. So it's not easy for everybody to know how to achieve Krishna. It's the most difficult subject matter. It is difficult for most people to understand. Yesterday we discussed how even Brahma is saying, people may say they know, but as far as I know, I have come to know that I don't know. He reveals to Krishna, I have come to know that actually I don't know you. That's why how will I do such a mistake like stealing your calves and your gopas? How dare I do it? It's because I don't know you. It's simply concluded. There's no complicated conclusion in that. I don't know. Others may think they know, but I know from my practical experience that I don't know. Right? So it is not an easy thing to know Krishna. It's not even an easy thing to know about pure devotional service. That is the goal of life. That pure devotional service, somehow the Acharya puts you to do it, knowingly or unknowingly. He makes you do it. He just appreciates you for doing anything small, and you feel good about it, and you get appreciated, then you do it. The problem comes when you feel that every time I do, I must get appreciated. Then the problem starts, because you should not do for appreciation. After some time, you should develop the taste for doing it because that's what I'm supposed to do. That is what my constitutional position. And I get taste out of doing it. Whether somebody appreciates me or not, I am yasva atmarati revasyat atmatriptascha manavaha. I generate my own happiness out of doing devotional service. I don't need, very good. You did very good. Thank you very much. Do that again, I will do more. You don't have to become conditioned. I do because it gives me pleasure. Even if you say good or not, I do. Why? Because it generates great bliss and happiness for me. I got the taste. It's called ruchi. Taste I got for doing it, and I'm hungry to do it. Anything you tell me to do for Krishna, I will do. That means you're an advanced devotee. You don't mind doing anything. I told you that Hanuman, he did such great feats for Ramachandra. He just zoomed and flew across 800 yojanas. How much is 800 yojanas? How much is 1 yojana? Quick quiz, just to see if you're sleeping or awake. 8 miles. 1 yojana is 8 miles. So 800 yojanas is 6,400 miles, 1 leap. He did. Hop, step and jump, long jump and all in Olympics they are doing. 1 leap, how much they are going? How much they go? Hanuman went 6,400 miles from step 1 to landing. He crossed the whole ocean. 6,400 miles his leap is. Nobody will talk about it. It's too much to come within our frame of Olympics and all that. Let's forget it. It's too much. He leaped. Who's going to give him Olympic medal and all that? He doesn't want it also. He got Ramachandra's embrace for it. Such a great feat he did. And then he brought back from Sita, and then Ramachandra was very convinced, you have indeed met her, and you have found out, and he embraced, and such a wonderful thing happened. Great feat. In Mahabharata, he came to serve. When the war is going on, Krishna, Arjuna, everybody, he said, I will also do seva. You know me, what all I have done, I can do. So he was told, you sit on my flag, on Arjuna's flag, and every time some great feat happens, that Bhima kills one of the sons of Dhritarashtra or anything, you roar, wow, Hari Bol, you do. That's what is your job. That's what is your seva. He immediately said, thank you, I will do it. He did it. He didn't say, Hare yaar, I jumped 6,400 miles. இந்த மாதிரி சின்ன சேவையெல்லாம் கொடுக்குறீங்க. I am a person who is a long jump, super duper long jump. He didn't say anything. He immediately took it up. Swalpamapiyasya dharmasya. Even for him it is relevant. Don't think only for newcomers swalpamapiyasya dharmasya. It is a mood. You have given me the seva to sit on the flag and yell and shout, and it pleases you. I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't mind. I'm happy to be engaged in whatever pleases you. Whatever pleases you. So in this mood, when we do seva, we are not qualifying it, we are not asking something of it. We are simply doing. We are simply doing. We are taught from the younger days, even people who are not like great pure devotional service also, they are taught to do their duty. You must do your duty. Spiritual life, doing voluntarily service is one thing, but in Varnashrama you are trained to at least perform your duty as per your Varna and Ashrama. You must do. It's very dangerous not to have something to do, and it is even more dangerous to do whatever you want to do. You cannot remain a civilized human being. Freedom nowadays they ask for is to leave me alone, I will do what I want. Because you are hardwired to destroy yourself. If you are left to do what you want, you will simply kill yourself. You will spoil your spiritual opportunities and everything. So even though you may not be performing pure devotional service, which we are talking about, which the demigods are talking about, at least you must do your Varnashrama duty. That is why you will see great, wonderful stories of duty. And people appreciate that he did his duty, even though it was very difficult to do. So we appreciate that. Even in Krishna consciousness, we will appreciate you if you carry out your duties properly. Right? It's appreciable because that is one step towards you doing your devotional life very nicely. You see, we hear Bhagavad Gita about Sanjaya. Sanjaya Uvacha. And Sanjaya spoke. Sanjaya spoke. You will see some 44 shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita. There is another Sanjaya. He is the king of Sauvira, the kingdom of Sauvira. His father passed away recently. Very strong king. So now he became by default the king very young. And Romba Challama Valti, his father brought him up very nicely and all that. But suddenly he passed away. So he was forced to become the king. His mother also is very beautiful queen. So the neighboring kingdom, Sindhu, king of Sindhu, he knew now the neighboring kingdom, Sauvira, small boy only is king. Now is the time to attack. He'll be weak. His father was very strong, I could not do it. This small boy will be king, no? Now is the time to attack. So he attacked. So he was forced to go for war, Sanjaya. So he went to war. He is not very experienced. And he fought as much as he can. But the Sindhu king routed his army. And he was lying there in one place, almost crying. How to face this. I'm such a huge duty I've got. I have to be a king. I'm just a, prince. I'm used to some nice living, and then suddenly I had to become the king and take this big load on my head. So he was crying there, wounded in many ways and this and that. And he slowly escaped from the battlefield. He's not used to this. So he just quietly walked away from the battlefield, took the horse and went home. And his army is fighting. They are getting killed. When his mother saw that he is coming. She told the guards, close the gate. Close the gate. And then through the gate, his queen is standing there. And she's looked at him very angrily. So he's standing outside the gate, bleeding, and is taken his crown in his hand. And he said, why are you? Close the gate. You're my mother. You kept me on my lap, kissed me on the head. And even recently you were doing that before my father passed away. What happened to you now suddenly? Then she told him, get back. Go to the warfield. You're a coward. You should not come back like this. You're a Kshatriya. You should either die in the battlefield or win and come back. His mother told him that. Mother changed. No more kissing you on my lap. Now you are the king. You're a Kshatriya. Execute your duty. Your father did that. I know. With what pains he did that. You also do that. Otherwise, what a useless king you are. She closed the gate. Queen told, don't open. He said, I am the king. He said, I am the queen. Don't open the gate. Don't open the gate. Then for a moment, he was so insulted by his mother. And he didn't know what to do. Suddenly, such an anger come out of him. No, I'll show you. He just turned around on the horse and went back to the battlefield. Went back to the battlefield with such an anger, and with great anger attacked the king of Sindhu. With such ferocity he attacked, and he went around massacring people. And king of Sindhu got so afraid and went behind him like nothing. And then that fellow started running away back to his kingdom. He came back victorious. He came back victorious, but torn, completely broken physically. But he was feeling so good. He came back and his mother opened the gate. Welcome back. Victory. Saved the kingdom. Then he knew, he saw his mother differently. You taught me. Right? You taught me my duty. Because of you, I did that. And I'm very happy. Because today I'm a different person. I would have been a completely idiotic fellow sitting around. But I'm a different person. She taught him duty. You must do this. I don't care you die on the battlefield. Right? I don't want to have a son who is a mouse of a king. This way, even in Varnashrama, Prabhupada will speak about the same story in a different way in some other reference. That his wife told to the husband, don't come back. I don't want a husband who is a coward. Go back to the war field. It's another story of a great Rajput king. In this way, people taught how to perform your duty. Your spiritual duty is you must serve Krishna. Your material duty is so many different things that you have to do, which you must do. Otherwise, you cannot be a proper civilized human being, a cultured human being who knows values of life and everything together. Nowadays, people don't teach all these things. Because if you tell all these things, the sun will most probably disappear, leave you. The threshold is very low. It's hanging very tenuously, the relationships and all that. If you just sneeze, they will go away. If you sneeze, they'll run away. It's all about the scrolling. Somebody sneezes, they get afraid. It's so tender and delicate. But look at how you are trained to perform your duty. That is why at the end of life you feel, leave me alone, I want to do only one duty. Sannyasa means I don't do anything else. I simply focus on devotional service. And I speak only this. I make you do only this. Because I already lived my grahastha life, I already lived my other life, I did all different types of duties. Now I should do only this. Not swalpamapi yasya dharmasya, completely. Purnamapi yasya dharmasya. I will do only this. And nobody can find fault with me. In the civil world, nobody will say, Patya, you're not doing your duty. No, he's a sannyasi. You cannot ask him to do anything. He is doing what he is supposed to do. Nobody should ask him anything. So Prabhupada will say in his purports that in India, a sadhu gets into the train, nobody will ask him, did you buy ticket? Ticket checker will not ask him, show your ticket now. He doesn't have to. He can go into a hospital, he can get repaired, he can get all this thing, nobody will ask him money. First preference given to him. Why? He's a sannyasi. He doesn't earn money, he doesn't do anything. He has to be looked after. Nobody talks anything. You can get into any bus, you can go into any train, get into any flight, go anywhere and chant and speak and this thing. That's all we want to hear from you. We're not expecting anything from you. Right? This is the only duty you have. But in the beginning of life, especially if you are not educated in Krishna consciousness, it is swalpamapiyasya dharmasya. At least little bit you do. Within the ocean of other things that you're doing, one drop of devotional service at least. It will make your life perfect. This is what the demigods know. The rich importance of devotional service. The rarity of devotional service. Sudurlabha is one quality of devotional service. Pure devotional service, in the nectar of devotion, one of the quality is rarely done. Nobody knows. So by the mercy of the same Supreme Lord Krishna, He has opened the treasure house of this knowledge. The Panchatattva, it is mentioned, have opened the treasure house and they are distributing everything freely to everybody without seeing any qualification. Otherwise, normally, nobody gets to know. If you read the Gita also, many times they don't get to know this is what Krishna is telling. What Krishna is saying, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji is the main instruction. Sarvadharman parityaji is the main instruction. But nobody will find out so easily if they read the Bhagavad Gita, because they are hardwired for something else. It takes a pure devotee to explain this is what he is saying. Can you see that? Can you see everywhere he is talking about devotion and my devotee and devotional service? This is the real message of the Bhagavad Gita. It takes a devotee to tell you that. In that, if you do even a little bit, you will make a great progress. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada started a whole movement, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. People will do many things in this world and they'll be praised for many things. But there should be a place where everybody will learn about pure devotional service. If they want to. There should be a place available. So he started International Society for Krishna Consciousness. You come there, you are asked to chant Hare Krishna, you will asked to take some Charnamritam, you will be given some prasadam to eat, you will be asked to sit and hear, even though you may sleep and hear, still you get some benefit of hearing the Bhagavad Gita. And some time back Swamiji was doing Kirtan, you cannot sleep during the Kirtan. It's not possible to sleep. So knowing that one type of glorification of the Lord puts you to sleep, there's another one that there's no chance of you sleeping. There's no chance of you sleeping at all. You will be forced to participate in it. In this way, the Lord has mercifully come down as His holy name. And He is entering the mouth of the conditioned living soul. And He is so merciful and so kind. That's what's mentioned here, you see. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, being the Supreme Father, is naturally very dear and always ready to act for the good of the living entities. So, for the living entity to understand that God is doing something good for me by asking me to chant Hare Krishna itself, this understanding itself takes a very long time. Yedukku? Why? What do I get by chanting Hare Krishna? You say, will I get money? Will I get position? Will I get all these things? And then the Lord is saying, yeah, whatever you desire, you will get. In the purport, Prabhupada says, whatever desire you get. Really? Yeah. Harinam is Chintamani. Touchstone. Whatever you desire, you will get. Very good, I am going to chant Hare Krishna. I want to get elected in the next this thing. All the votes should fall for me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. She started. Unknowingly, he started. Because Krishna is telling that everything will be given to you. Whatever you want. And therefore I will chant Hare Krishna. So many people start chanting Hare Krishna with all these type of understanding in their head. But after some time, I don't want any of those things. Swamin Kirtarto Asmin Varamna Yache. Prabhupada is quoting here. Dhruva Maharaj. After I will get the kingdom, I will get this thing and all that. He went there and he saw Krishna and he came back. I don't want anything. I don't want anything. I'm a foolish guy. Came to ask you for kingdom. You have given me something far greater than just the kingdom. This realization will dawn on that person. In this way, Krishna is so kind. He wants to do good for you. Please allow Krishna to do something good for you. This is the real statement. Please allow God to do. Please allow your father to look after you. No. I know how to look after myself. Please allow your father. He knows about you very well. He is traveling with you from Janma after Janma. For millions of Janmas, he is accompanying you. He wants to do something for you. What is that? Please open your mouth and chant Hare Krishna. Here is prasadam in the mouth. Open your mouth. I got something nice for you. This is God. This is Krishna. But the living entity, if he is not tuned in, he sees it as a contradictory instruction, an impediment, an interference in my independence and all that. This is Maya, illusion. Right? So that is why knowledge is important. A little bit of understanding. Solpomapi asya dharmasya. Little bit of Bhagavad Gita, a little bit of prasadam, a little bit of chanting Hare Krishna association will make all the difference. Will make all the difference. So we are such a community of persons who are interested in that devotional service, and we want others also to render devotional service. This way we engage in somehow the other, yena kena prakarena mana Krishna nivesayat. Somehow the other give it to others. Somehow the other give it to others. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Any question or comment? Yeah. Is it one time or recurring? It depends. If one time is enough for you, it will quickly pick up. If you don't, it's always recurring. Like a Supreme Father will not leave a son and say, once only I will give you this opportunity. No, because you are my son. Again and again I will keep trying. Right? So it depends on your reception, your adhikar. If you receive it, no required for the Lord to repeat it again with you. If you don't, you are giving him extra work to do. He'll come behind you again and again.
Somebody,
This is a special mic. It doesn't go on when you're speaking.
Maharaj, if I ask somebody, a new person, you can do Svalvamasya Dharmasya. Say he say that I'll chant one time and leave it, or he will get maybe some 1,000 rupees donation and leave it. Then is it okay, Maharaj, or?
That's okay. That is Ajnata Sukriti. He is unknowingly doing it, or he is knowingly doing it to some extent. And the power of devotional service will gradually start. Because he has done that, he has got benefit, and he'll get again opportunities, and he'll be inspired by the Lord within the heart to take it up. And in this way, he will take it up again. It is the meaning of saying it never goes in vain. Vifala yesh vad arpita hai. Vifala means no fruit. It will never be without fruit. Devotional service. It will never go in vain. Partha naiveha namutra vinashas. Nahi kalyana kaschit. What is the sloka? I forget that. Anyway, in that sloka also, Krishna is telling, devotional service will never go waste. So if he gives 1,000 rupees or chants one round, he has started. It will catch him again. Devotional service is very powerful. Krishna will do the needful. We spoke about shaking you up also a little bit. Why? Because you already chanted one round. It is my duty to give you more. You're not doing it, I'll shake you up a little bit. Yeah. So, devotional service is very powerful. Chanting of the holy name is very powerful. Don't underestimate. Any other question or comment? Yes.
In the current times, we are all in some kind of a job, we don't actually fight for the kingdom, or there is no dharma around to fight for. So how do we interpret, how do we get into the mood of Varnashrama Dharma in material existence and practice Krishna consciousness, Maharaj?
Good question. Where Varnashrama is not practiced in the outside world, definitely. There is no God at all. God is kept out. In our constitution it says we are a secular country, where Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Secular country and all that. So the model we are following very much actively is what the colonizers gave us and what the Western world is speaking about. That's what is pervasively introduced. So that's a counter to our original culture. So still Varnashrama principles are affected. How? Because Varnashrama is not something that is externally introduced. Varnashrama is Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Both are very deeply internal. How? Guna. How you are affected by the three gunas is not something that you have control on. You have control in a different way if you adopt Krishna consciousness. But as it exists, you don't have control over it. According to your karma, the influence will happen on you. And according to that, you will act. So one who is sattvic guna, he will naturally be interested in knowledge, understanding the truth. He will ask about God. He will ask about this $1,000,000 question. So why I am suffering? What is death? Everything. He will invariably asking these questions and seeking them. Maybe he is born in the Western world, but still he will be hanging around thinking like this. When he sees Gita, he may read it. Same way, somebody who is in Rajogun predominantly, he would be passionately involved in material development, in sense gratification, in anger, in passion for doing things and achieving results and making it up and all that. Somebody who has got Tamogun effect, he will be drugged, drunk, sleeping always, lazy. All those things are going to happen. So these are not something that you can avoid. Varnashrama is based on how the gunas affect you. So you can't avoid Varnashrama, isn't it? It's going to happen to you anyway. It is just that it is recognized in a different way. You are asked to use your intelligence, everything you have, to research on some genetics and the genome research, this and that and everything, and you may do. Because you are not passionate about this and that, no? You sincerely will do this and that. You may learn, gather knowledge, teach it to others and all that, but what knowledge you are teaching to others is not the real stuff. So you'll see the same thing pattern, but the purpose is different. Purpose has become sense gratification. Varnashrama acharyavata purushena parapuman Vishnu raradhyate. The purpose of Varnashrama is to achieve the shelter of Vishnu. He is the center of Varnashrama. Om tad Vishnu paramam padam sada pashyanti suraya divi vachakshura tatam tad vipraso vipinyavo jagruvagum sasamindate Vishnuriyat paramam padam. This is the purpose of Varnashrama. To reach Vishnu paramam padam. Right? But other people in the world, because they are minus God from your life, purpose is to have gratification. Provide everybody with sense gratification. Good standard of living. Everybody is happy and enjoying material life. No mention of God. It's a failure because you can't do it like that. So if you bring Krishna inside your existing lifestyle, so it's like a hybrid of what you have presently in your lifestyle, which you said you're forced to follow, because that is what's available everywhere. I introduce Krishna consciousness inside that. I Krishnaize it. Then you have a Daiva Varnashrama according to modern times. That's the best you can do. You can wait for some more time, maybe in ISKCON gradually they will do more and you will be able to develop this in a better way. But as of now, we have a strange hybrid mix. A lot of our devotees do that. They go to work, they earn money, and they have trimmed down extra work, this and that and all that. and they use it for chanting Hare Krishna, and this thing, they start slowly preaching in their workplace, and they bring the money and donate it, because I don't have any bad habits now, I'm saving so much money, I donate it to the service of the Lord, and this is a hybrid mix of devotional service being performed within the situation you're in, and that is the purpose of Varnashrama anyway. So you may not be doing everything very pakka. It may take more time for society to change, for ISKCON also to adapt these things by experience and maturity and learning. But for now, the main purpose is met, that I should be Krishna conscious. So that's the most practical way to look at it. Not that we can accuse ourselves of not following Varnashrama, no, the purpose of life is to go back to Krishna and develop love of Krishna, and you can do that in any situation by adjusting certain things. Although Varnashrama may not be technically, practically possible in its full shape, size and form, we can achieve the purpose of it. So that's how Prabhupada also introduced things. Be practical. He didn't, introduce Varnashrama in the Western world like that. You can see him in his talks and everything. People are foolish to think that I am doing wrong. I initiated them as Brahmanas. I am introducing them to Krishna consciousness. They think I am spoiling Hinduism. But those fools don't understand that in the Western world, if you want to make them follow, you have to make some simple compromises in the details. But in principle, they will move towards becoming devotees of Krishna. And that should be seen. That only an Acharya who has a vision of it can do it. Not every Tom, Dick and Harry. Okay? I hope that helps. Alright. Any other question or comment? Yeah.
Maharaj, today, generally we heard difference between a devotee and a pure devotee. I mean, devatas and a pure devotees. Devatas are devotees of the Lord, but still they won't say enjoy. But whereas a pure devotee, just a only intention is to satisfy Krishna. They don't have any other desire. But today we just, in a Bhagavad, we heard that even devatas are speaking about pure devotional service. In many instances we have seen, even Indra, like Prithu Maharaj, where Nayaga, he's kidnapped the horse. Many scriptures we have heard like that. But how is that they are not aspiring for a pure devotional service, Maharaj? Like devatas.
It's not that they are not aspiring.
Okay.
It is just that they are helplessly stuck. That's what they are explaining here. In many places in the Bhagavatam, they also get to know that actually this is what we should be doing. This is what we should be doing. And then they glorify the pure devotees. They have a great chance, but they also got a great chance for sense gratification. So, people generally tend to move towards gratification. So, they regret it, but because they have come to ask for that only. Please protect us.
So what is their position, Maharaj? After gradually they will also get an opportunity to perform pure devotional service?
Yes. Yes. So you must not immediately think that demigods don't have a chance like me. I am doing pure devotional service. The default thinking is what we spoke about yesterday. Default thinking is that demigods, poor guys, you can keep dancing with Ramba, Kilottama, Menaka and all that. I don't dance like that. I don't drink Somarasa and all that. You may think like that. But you must also know that they are also quite advanced in their devotional. They know very well. And they are occupying positions in service which is not very conducive to their, because of their desire also. So it's a complex combination of these things and they are stuck. It's a little funny. And a lot of devotees, we also find ourselves in such situations. I like to little bit this plus this also plus. That's enough for me right now. I want pure devotional service. Deeply inside, some sankalpa some devotees will do. No hurry now, yaar. What is this? It's okay, I've got a long life and slowly right now You know, people decide things inside deeply. Externally, they may be telling this and that, but desire is very deeply inside. It's much deeper than your talk. So, what your pulse is, you can feel only when you're sincerely hearing yourself. Mostly people don't do that. All the noise that they have, they just listen to many things. But that is why meditatively we should look into things. Yoga is about meditation. That's why yoga is a higher position than Gyan. One thing is knowledge, the other thing is to apply that knowledge and by your meditation come close to understanding what am I doing, why am I doing, and being able to connect with God, with Krishna. That's an art. It should be learned. So when we deeply meditate and feel the pulse, then you will know actually what you are desiring. You may talk many things, but what are you actually desiring? That's where the point is. Don't assume that you are desiring this. Know that you are desiring this. Are you really desiring this? You ask yourself this question. Some introspection required. Because we, cut and paste, and nowadays in social media also, because of that, you think what you're pasting is exactly what you're feeling. Just you put an emoticon doesn't mean you're feeling that. Just throw it there. I want you to think this is what I'm feeling. That's the main point about a emoji going out. I want you to think this is what I'm thinking. I am not at all thinking this actually. This is not what I'm feeling. Similarly, you become used to that, becomes a habit that you're disconnectedly portraying something which you don't actually do or think, feel, will. So if you think, stop and say exactly what do I want. You can touch your desire. Then you know. That's why there is Guru. He will tell you, although you're talking all these things, I know what you really desire. A life pattern member in somewhere in America, Indian, one of the lectures, is there in the Leelamrita. He's saying, no, but Hinduism, these people, there's a Hindu, in America, he settled down in America, and he's saying Hindu is a Hindu. Prabhupada immediately looked at, although you may talk all these things, I know what is in your mind. You're always worried about when my daughter will get married. He told us. That's openly told. What's inside your head all the time? When will my daughter get married? You're not bothered about what you're talking. I am bothered. I came to America, took a big risk, and I'm still preaching. You sit there and you talk, but in your mind always you're thinking about this only. You're overcome by this only. But when I have come here, you talk, Hinduism is great. Swamiji, wonderful. We should do this, we should do that. Prabhupada told him, I know what you're thinking. In another place, Prabhupada said, sitting in the Gaudiya Math, Keshava Gaudiya Math, he has just taken sannyas, and then he is quite elderly, and sitting with another elderly sannyasi in the Gaudiya Math, and they're both talking, and they're having a little, I think, breakfast or bhojan something. Somebody came inside, suddenly climbed the staircase and opened the door and saw these two women, immediately shut the door and went away. And Prabhupada commented to his friend, you know what, you must be thinking, two old people are sitting and eating in the ashram. That person taught and left. I don't want to talk to these two people. They don't know I am thinking about going to America and starting the Krishna consciousness movement. You do not know. You do not know. It's two old people eating with beard and all that. Useless. I'm not going. Left. But what is the discussion going on there? It's about, I'm going to go to America, take a big risk and preach the word of Lord Chaitanya as per the instruction of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. We are talking about, but when they see, they will not know it. So we never know perceptions, difference between perceptions and a real thought, right? You have to focus. That is what is yoga. Getting in touch with yourself. Alright? I hope that makes sense. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. We have a